that I've had since I was like little. It's just what made them.
So no, like, peer pressure to do anything that you wouldn't want to do, or...
I think that exists. I don't know, like amongst the senior class, I think since we came from like the small schools and like the houses, I think that people kind of like formed like their own groups and people they were comfortable with. So I don't think that there's much pressure like from just the school as one, as a whole.
The school seems to be so big that like, unless it's like your close friend or someone you see a lot or hang out with a lot, you don't really care about other people. Like, you don't care what they do. Like, I don't care. Like,
Right.
Tell me your name.
Jason Ramos.
And Ramos?
Yep.
Have you always lived in Cambridge?
No, I haven't. I've lived in Cambridge for the past 5 years, and before that I've lived in various towns in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. Were they like big cities or small towns?
Some small towns, East Bridgewater. Everett was the larger town, and I also lived in Plymouth, up in the Cape.
So was it strange moving to Cambridge?
Not really. Not really so much. My father had always lived here, so I was with my mother, so I just moved in with my father 5 years ago. So other than that, no, it wasn't that big of a change because I'd been there on the weekends, and so it wasn't that big of a change.
What about the first time when you moved here, about the other students? The other, not students, but just the people that you know. Was it strange getting to know them?
Not at all. It was quite easy. It was just like, people, I mean, it was easy. People my age, I'd known some of them because they were some of the neighborhood kids. So once I had gone to the neighborhood elementary school, it was a really easy transition because I knew most of them anyway.
Yeah. And now, Cambridge Regional Latin, it's a big school.
Oh, yeah.
Are there students or types of people here that are more popular than others?
I would say no. Popularity is subjective to what group you kind of fall in, what kind of friends you hang around with. Just it's very different to the kind of people you hang around with. It just varies.
What are the groups?
As far as groups, I mean, usually is non-segregated as it can be. It usually is. Usually, that's even in the classrooms. The white kids sit on one side, the black kids and Spanish kids sit on like another side. It just kind of mixes up. And usually, when you're a minority student, you usually have more minority friends. It's not that you don't hang out with any and you don't have any, white or other friends from a different race. It kind of just falls with that between, in the classroom, all that kind of stuff.
What are your friends like?
A various mix. I know a lot of people that are in, so I mean, it's different. Some people, it depends on day. Like, I run track, so most of my friends, run with me, so that's, my main group of friends. But since I know a lot of people, I know a lot of, different people, so I just hang around with a lot of different people. It's cool. You get a lot of different diversity.
Okay. Is there any kind of like slang or language that anybody uses?
Yeah. A lot of stuff gets used. I mean, even some profanity and all that kind of stuff usually you hear throughout your day.
What are words that you use that would be slang or language? I don't think I use that much slang. I really don't think I'd use that much at all. And the people that you hang out with, are they mostly guys or girls?
I'd say probably half and half. Half and half, depending on what I'm doing. Like probably on like a Friday night, it's a mixed group. If it's just like, going out maybe go to like a basketball game or something, it's going to be more guys than girls. But if it's like going out, going to a party, it's going to be like a real mixed. And
do you act the same when you're with girls versus hanging out with the guys?
Absolutely. I'm the same person around. And
what's that?
I'm the same person with my guy friends and my girlfriends.
So if I were to ask you, are there certain ways that guys are supposed to act versus girls?
Not really. I think it just kind of ends up like that. I mean, yeah, you have your stereotypes, and a girl's supposed to act like this, and a guy's supposed to act like that. But there's so many different people, so a lot of my friends don't kind of, you can't really stereotype them because they're so different. Each individual is so different from the next.
But you said there were certain types of stereotypes. Let's just assume for a second it's not just your friends.
Right.
What are the stereotypes?
You're a little prissy white girl dressed in Abercrombie and all that kind of stuff. And then you can, have, your different, you could have an African-American girl, she'd be dressed in baby fat, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's just different. I mean, when you meet someone, you automatically stereotype them like that. It just happens.
What do the runners wear?
I don't know. We're pretty simple. None of us really kind of had go all out every day. T-shirt, jeans, sneakers, nothing fancy.
But there's definitely stuff you wouldn't wear.
I'd say so.
Like what?
Sometimes people walk around in these bright colored velour suits and these just crazy colors, and I just wouldn't wear some of that stuff.
Are there issues around just gender or sexual orientation?
Around gender, I would say no, but there are people in our school who are lesbian, bisexual, and gay. Usually, they kind of tend to their own group. They hang out with each other. They have the Project Tennis Club, and usually they hang around with each other. And it's not a big deal to me if someone's has a different sexual orientation. That's their thing, and I don't really base my friends on what they like sexually. So
You say they hang around with each other. Do you think they're more uncomfortable with other people?
I'd say so, just because when you're around other people that know what it's like with your situation, it's a lot more comforting because you can talk to them and they understand. So that's the way.
Because a lot of people we talk to in the high school say, "Oh, there aren't groups." But
There very much are, I'd say. Maybe I notice it and others tend not to notice it, and you don't think there are groups, but because you don't consciously think of it like that, because it can break up in a classroom. But once you go outside, you can look around the classroom, look at lunch, and you will see it. It is automatic. It happens. You don't purposely do it like white people this side, Spanish people this side, black people this side, and you break it up. It just happens. No one does it by choice. It's just on who you usually grow up with and who you're most comfortable around.
tell me about the other groups. You talked about gender. Are there the freaks or jocks or?
I'd say the freaks usually have their own. They're not, I wouldn't call them freaks. I call them, the alternative. Blue hair, green hair. That kind of that kind of group. But usually, they more hang out with the bisexual, gay group. They're more one kind of group because I feel, and maybe they feel outcasted from our school because they're so different. Most of them kind of hang towards themselves, I'd say. They eat lunch in the bushes. And
Are there? This is a real open question. Are there losers and winners?
Depending on who you talk to, I could definitely point out, oh, that person's a loser. That person's pretty cool. They have their head on their shoulders, but that person, that's a loser. Yeah, of course you have those people, of course.
Tell me about pressure, whether it's.
What makes a person a loser?
Oh, I'm sorry. Good question. What makes a person a loser?
It depends, because usually you can judge it on, they don't do anything after school, they just kind of tend to themselves, oh, they're a loser, or, sometimes in a classroom they sit by themselves, they don't talk. So you just see them as, not a very social person, so oh, that person's a loser, but usually they can be a cool person, you just actually don't know who they are.
What makes someone a winner?
I don't know, winner is kind of... It's kind of weird because you really don't, call someone a winner. You just, oh, they're normal. They're not a loser. They're more normal. No one's really a winner. You're more like loser, normal, than really a winner.